So one of the biggest things that I hear in so many of my golf lessons when they come for the first time, I am the most armsy golfer around. Literally, my swing feels like an octopus falling out of a boat, right? My swing is so disconnected and lacks power because I can feel I'm using my arms so hard. By the end of an 18-hole round of golf, I feel like I've swam across the ocean. My arms are so tired. And it ends up just being a lot of powerless effort, right? And we want the opposite. How can we get that professional looking golf swing where the thing looks quiet, steady, and still really powerful? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to give you a really quick, simple tip that's going to help eliminate a lot of the arms in your golf swing, hopefully all of the arms, okay? Especially for those of you that I know they're out there, that your arms really tend to dominate, whether it's the arms on the backswing, or maybe your backswing's good, but then your arms take over coming down, or a lot of times it even just happens just right at impact, right? And we see, things that are happening right here to where, God, my arms took over, okay? We're gonna set you up to where even before you start your golf swing, you're gonna have the guarantee that your arms are not gonna be dominating your golf swing. So let's get into it. All right, so take a look at this image here, okay? This is arguably the most body-oriented swinger of all times, Mr. Ben Hogan. I know him very well. I've studied him for a long time. I named my firstborn son after him, okay? One of the most famous images in his book is this idea of his arms being roped together, okay? And this is not something that's easy to do because you'll see there's a lot of you out here with when you set up to the golf club, your arms are just hanging here in this just relaxed fashion. Well, what ends up happening from here is we start to get all types of disconnection and separation, okay? And once this happens, it's not returning, right? We're gonna get a whole lot of other stuff to where now my arms, my elbows, my wrist have so many degrees of motion that we're gonna get a lot of different gyrations in the golf swing, okay? So all you need to do to start, and it's good just even before you get to the range, you could do this right now as you're sitting there watching this video, is just go ahead and just kind of externally rotate your arms, okay? And you'll see I've been blessed with some pretty good flexibility. I can even put my arms together and they're not very tense. Some of you will not be able to get your arms touching together, but we just need some degree of external rotation. And you can see, even though my elbows externally rotate, when I go to grip the club, my arms and my grip are gonna be just on, right, neutral and straight, right? So we don't want to go like this when we go to grip the golf club. We're going to start like this. You notice too, the next thing that happens as you start to externally rotate, I feel a little better upper arm connection, right? Hogan was very famous for saying that if you took 3 men and you grabbed my arms and you try to pull my arms off my chest, you couldn't do it because his arms were tight to his chest. Now, I don't think that any of this was just this super rigid, tense feeling like this, but he definitely had this sense of like, okay, my arms are connected, my elbows, right, the inner pockets of my elbows are pointing out more, and from this position, we can go ahead and start to move in a totally different fashion. You see how much more calm and quiet, collected my swing looks, rather than us doing a lot of these things, right? That's just the epitome of armsy. And what will happen when you do this, you're not going to want to pivot your body. When we do this, we're going to start to really get a better sense of how the inside, right? My torso, my hips, my pelvis, my glutes, the inside swings the outside, right? The outside being the arm, hand, and club unit. And I've got a great drill to show you exactly how you can train that at home. So I've got a little kettlebell here. This one's 15 pounds. You can use 8, 10, 12. 15 works pretty good for me, and all you got to do is just grab it from underneath. So you see right away, my elbows are not pointing out. I've got them in. I feel a little bit of that upper arm connection, and I really get a sense that from my feet to my upper body to the kettlebell is all connected as one. For those of you that have ever done kettlebell swings, that's the same sensation you want there. We obviously don't want our elbows and arms pulling this kettlebell up. So I'm taking my trail arm, I'm getting it external and under. I feel this connection point as I go to do that. I feel that get nice and snug. So now it feels like this whole unit of my upper shoulder, my upper back, my upper bicep is all connected as one unit. And I do the same thing with my lead arm, right? From right here, I get all that packed in. Now at this point, and this is something that's really important as you do this, my grip is just barely holding onto the kettlebell, right? I've just got my fingers hooked around it just lightly, but my grip is not tight, nor do we want your grip tight on the club. And then as I start to move, I really get a sensation of my arms staying in that same externally rotated fashion, and I'm just moving the golf club, right, with my hips and my torso, okay? My feet are obviously helping me to propel it as I move all the way through. Now you don't need a kettlebell per se. You could take a dumbbell, you could take anything, you could even take a gallon of milk, anything that has a little bit of weight to it, probably say at least 5 pounds, and you'll start getting that same sensation. Hey, it's your coach Zach Allen here, and when it comes to the golf swing, I've seen and tried it all. But nothing is proven as effective as the concept I'm about to share with you now. It is the single most powerful piece of golfing advice I've ever come across. In fact, I would go so far as to call it a magic move. Since I don't have the time in this short video, I've put together a 3-part web class where I teach you exactly how to put it to use in your game. Nothing held back. I call it my Magic Move Training Series, and you can get the entire thing free of charge by clicking the link in the description below. You won't find these videos anywhere else, so go ahead, click the link right now, and I'll send you the first session right away. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to that lesson. Now, as you go to start to take this to the course, what you'll see so many golfers do before they go to hit is you'll see them go like this, okay? It's not a nervous tick, it's not anything, they're just getting their upper arms to be in a good spot. So now this whole unit rests in a very proper fashion in order to be transported by the big muscles, right? So they go like this before they go to hit, right? And then from that position, now they've got that external rotation in their elbows, and now they can go ahead and just move it with their pivot and move it with their body. That's where they get that beautiful professional look to where it looks wide and quiet and steady, right? I see a lot of golfers that go and they set up like this. They're just putting the club down, putting their grip on, and then you start to see everything really break loose and that club flying around in all different directions. Okay, so that's all you need to do when you go to practice. You go, okay, I'm purposefully setting my arms just like I did the drill, and now once my arms are set here externally, I'm just moving my body to move the club. Right? You might feel almost a little handcuffed, but I'm telling you, it is amazing. That's what's going to get the club to be attached to this large moving mass that really gives us the power to hit it with these big muscles, so we're not just waving at it with our hands, arms, and wrists. So I really believe that's going to get rid of the arms in your golf swing. Okay? And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps to support our channel. And just last thing, if you had any questions about maybe how to move and pivot your body better, take a look at this video right here. I'm using my body track pressure mat, and it really gives us an inside look on how to use your body the best. Or if you want to kind of get a little better sense of what your trail arm is doing, right? Because that's part of what we're alluding to today, is having control of this trail arm and not letting it control you in the golf swing. Take a look at this video right here. It's sure to help your trail arm.